This painting hangs in a famous museum. You might be seeing it as if for the first time, and that's no coincidence. Crowds drift past it every day, eyes skimming the surface, unaware they've stepped into a catastrophe arranged with surgical calm. It was painted in 1562 by Pieter Bruegel the Elder, an artist who turned daily life into mirrors. Its name is The Triumph of Death, and the scene it unfolds is ruthless. A field of battle opens before us, an army made of bones sweeping across the land. Skeleton cavalry rides through smoke. The living scatter, plead, claw, pray. Every layer of society appears. Kings, lovers, merchants, monks. The canvas offers no sanctuary, no corner feels safe. It was a time of hunger and war. Plague moved in waves, emptied streets, and silenced bells. Europe argued about heaven with fire and steel. Preachers warned, physicians guessed, printers sold broadsheets of omens and miracles. And so it was that Bruegel, a sharp observer of human habits and pride, gave that fear a map. He lived and worked in the Low Countries, trained in Antwerp's workshops, traveled south, and returned with a taste for vast scenes filled with ordinary people. He liked winter games, village dances, and parables with teeth. Here, he scales up a medieval obsession, the dance of death, into a campaign. The tone feels cool, precise. Death advances like a clock with perfect handwriting. At the horizon, a city burns, towers tilted, bridges broken. On the sea, ships sink under a sky the color of ash. Across the ground, ranks of skeletons move in files, push prisoners into pits, tighten ropes, lower spears. In lower left, a king collapses as gold spills from a chest. A bony hand lifts the crown from his head. In center, a man shields his lover. Beside them, a skeleton turns a hurdy-gurdy, a thin tune rasping through the slaughter. In foreground, a skeletal dog chews the body of a child. Farther on, a coffin-shaped trap gapes open, swallowing the living. A cart piled with skulls rolls forward behind skeletal horses. Hourglasses hang like citations of time already spent. Bells swing, banners sag. Everything proceeds with method. Bruegel builds meaning into objects. Scythes change the field into a harvest of bodies. Skulls stacked like cargo speak the language of totals and quotas. A fallen cross leans at an angle, sacred ground inside the same storm. Near the lower right, gamblers keep their dice in motion. Remember them. That tiny scene carries the whole message. For generations, murals of Danse Macabre and manuals like Ars Moriendi taught Europe to practice dying well. Bruegel absorbs those lessons and upgrades them into logistics. Death assigns roles, musicians for mockery, guards for transport, clerks for counting, and executioners for closure. The end arrives through procedure. That detail still feels modern. We build systems to manage risk, then a single crack runs through everything. Ships go under, markets empty, and streets fall quiet. Back to the gamblers, dice tumble while the horizon burns. People cling to games, habits, and distractions as the ledger closes. Listen to the sound design hidden in the image, the creak of the skull cart, the hiss of fire, the grind of wood as the coffin trap shuts, and the thin wheel of the hurdy-gurdy scraping a tune across the bodies. Bruegel paints noise, he paints time, he paints the moment a city realizes the gates are already open, and yet the painting stays human. Hands reach for each other, faces search for help or make peace with the end. Every expression receives a line in the account book. When you first looked at The Triumph of Death, what arrived first? Fear, curiosity, or a strange sense of order? Tell me in the comments, and if a detail hooked your eye, the crown, the dice, an hourglass, a face I didn't mention, leave it below. This canvas has more to say every time you return to it.